Alright guys, this is the first video on a second channel that I made, and the point of this channel is just for me to kind of say stuff, because there is some stuff that I want to put out there that's not really concrete enough to make a full video about, or that I think is worth my time, but I think would still make for an interesting enough discussion. And for this one, I will be going through my top 10 Xbox 360 games and looking at the comments, because there are 104 comments on this video. It was very contentious, I suppose, and a lot of people did not fuck with the list. So I guess my point is that I will really look at this list and look at the comments and just kind of talk about it, because why not? If anyone doesn't, well, I'm sure most of you don't remember the list exactly, but here it is. Games. Number 10 is The Walking Dead. This game made me cry. Number 9 is LA Noire. This is one of my personal favorites. Number 8 is Modern Warfare 2. This game has a great campaign and captures the spirit of the 360 great. Portal 2 is the highest rated game on Steam for a reason. Number 6 is Red Dead Redemption. I mean, another Rockstar banger. Number 5 is BioShock, a mind-blowing story and some great gameplay to boot. Number 4 is Arkham City, the best licensed game of all time. Number 3 is Black Ops 2, the best Call of Duty and the best multiplayer 360 game of all time. Number 2 is Fallout New Vegas. So much depth and immersion here. And number 1 is BioShock Infinite. A great game, great story. So that was the list. Looking back on it now, I think I would change it a little bit. As for what I would change, I would move up The Walking Dead, and I would move up Modern Warfare 2. And I would also cut Portal 2 from the list completely. Or I would cut Modern Warfare 2. I think I might have misspoke there. I would not have Modern Warfare 2 here either. I've replayed Portal 2 since this video, and I liked it a lot less the second time. But the rest of the list I'm fine with. I would probably move Black Ops 2 down a bit, but all in all, I don't think the list is that bad. I don't have Arkham Asylum on here either, which I would put in probably my top 5, but I guess I didn't want to have 2 Batmans in there. But, you know, I made this video probably like September, okay. Yeah. So what, that was probably 5 months ago. My opinions have changed some. I don't think there's any games that I've played since then that would now make my list, however, for what it's worth. I mean, I've played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. That's really the only one that I've played since then. Oh, and Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. Neither one of them would make my top 10 list. But that's besides the point. The point of this video is not to reflect on my list. The point of this video is to talk about the 104 comments, and of course my pinned comment here is that I don't like Halo. So, and of course another "no Halo is insane" comment there. No Halo is a crime. Halo. I understand that a lot of the spirit of the Xbox, and especially the Xbox 360, is Halo, and by me having no Halo on this list, you know, considering this video is aimed at an Xbox-focused crowd, of course they're not going to be happy about this. My experience with the Halo franchise is that after this video, I actually did play the first Halo, not as a result of this directly, but just because I kind of finally got to it. And I hated it. I really did not like the first Halo at all. It is one of my least favorite games that I've ever played. I'm not a big sci-fi guy in general, so, you know, it didn't have that going for it, and I felt like the level design was terrible. Of course, I didn't get to play the multiplayer, as the game is 25 years old. You know, next year, the multiplayer's not exactly active anymore. I don't even know if it had multiplayer at the time. But either way, I played the campaign and I hated it. And that is pretty much the extent of my Halo gameplay. I've played 2 and 3 and Reach, like very briefly, like less than an hour in multiplayer with my friends, like split screen, and none of us liked it at all. So that's why no Halo at all. No, I don't like Halo at all. It's not my thing, and I don't think they're very good. Yeah, there were a ton of Halo comments. replayability. Peaked at Comet Evolved. I doubt that. No Black Ops 1 is insane. Like, come on, Tokyo Russell, you want 3 Call of Duties on the list? I already should not have put 2. All right, let's see. The 360 has a lot of good games, for sure. Yep. Unlike the current gen, in my opinion, the current gen has so many more like better games than 360. Like, maybe the 360 has quantity, but the current gen 100% has it in terms of quality, especially because the PS3 had better games than the 360, that generation. Every single one of them bangers, excellent taste. Thank you. I appreciate that. Halo Reach and Crysis 2 were my favorite, and GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption Default. GTA 5, bad. Crysis 2 is an oddball pick, for sure. Fallout New Vegas is good. It absolutely is. No Skyrim. This is another one that I saw a lot. I have played Skyrim a couple times. I'm not a big fantasy guy. So I guess, the entire, I for a long time I thought that I just wasn't a Western RPG guy, but then I played Fallout New Vegas and really liked it, and I realized, what, maybe I just don't like sci-fi and fantasy, which are like the two most popular settings for Western RPGs. So I guess my point is I don't like fantasy, and that's why there was no Skyrim on the list. I have played Skyrim. I played it for probably like around 10 hours, and it, it was fine. I just, never really got immersed. Damn, buddy. I wholly agree. Don't know if that comment is sarcastic or not, as you can tell by the lack of a heart. Oops. The top? Oh, no. I lost my spot. I goofed. I tried to click on the comment to bring it up, and it does not do it the same way that it would on mobile. Except Infinite wouldn't make my top 10 for me. Skyrim holds number 1. Okay. A lot of the BioShock Infinite hate on here. The thing is, like, I guess I can see why people don't like it as much. But for me, that game was an experience for me. The channel in general is very heavily inspired by Scott the Woz, if you couldn't tell from just kind of how my videos are. They are very Scott the Woz inspired, even though they may not be like uncanny resemblance, because I have my other inspirations, but mainly Scott the Woz, I would say, is like the standard for this, or not the standard, but like the inspiration for how I make my videos and such. So, he would always talk about BioShock Infinite in his videos and say how much he liked it. So I was very excited to get to Infinite already. So I went in very optimistic, which definitely helped my outlook on the game. And as far as like its actual quality goes, I've always had the opinion that I think BioShock 1 has a better story than Infinite, and I think BioShock 2 has better gameplay than 1 and Infinite. However, I think Infinite has the best of both worlds. It's the most balanced of the 3, and it has a better story than 2 and better gameplay than 1. So I think it, like, all in all, creates the best game, although all 3 are fantastic and would probably be in my top 100, with Infinite and 1 being in my top 50. Only 2% storage. If you're buying 360 games, buy them physically. They're so much cheaper. Well, actually, he's probably modding it. Never mind, you can't even buy 360 games anymore. I'm an idiot. L.A. Noire and Red Dead Redemption were the best Rockstar games, including GTA 4 and episodes from Liberty City. I of course agree with L.A. Noire and Red Dead Redemption. I had that in the video. I will be playing GTA 4 in the coming weeks for a video that I'm going to be uploading, which is going to be me playing through and reviewing the 10 greatest games of all time according to Metacritic. One of those is GTA 4, so I will be playing GTA 4. I expect to like it more than GTA 5. I thought it was boring. Oh boy. If anyone wants to get into New Vegas, I mean, this would probably be better off last year with how popular Fallout was, but if anyone wants to get into New Vegas, I would suggest like really researching how to play it. You know, I had my initial playthrough that I abandoned after like a couple hours because I didn't know what I was doing, and eventually I had a friend who is a big Fallout fan come over to my house and play the game with me for a couple hours and helped me get the hang of it, and that helped me really appreciate it. And of course it is probably like it's in my top 50 probably now. And it's funny because my top 50 now is about the caliber of like my top 25 2 years ago, so it's just kind of funny to see how that has grown in terms of that. Like I'm gonna get sidetracked here. I would just like to see like what range it is in. So top 29, yeah, like top 50 would be my 9s and my 10s and like a couple 8s. So yeah, it's probably like top 50 range for me, which is still very high. I know, 50 sounds like it would be like, it's top 20% of games I've played. So keep that in mind. No Gears of War. And no Gears of War. I have never played a Gears of War, and I guarantee you if I ever did, I would not like it. It just doesn't seem like my thing. Although, someday it'll get done, of course, because my ultimate goal is to be like one of those people, how for like music, you got Anthony Fantano or whatnot, where you can ask him anything about any record and he could give you like an educated enough opinion. I want to be that, but for games. I want to be able to have anyone ask me about any game and I'll have a first-hand opinion. Of course, that's a long time coming, but I feel like I'm making some progress. BioShock over Halo and Red Dead Redemption. Honestly, I'd probably put Red Dead Redemption 1 very, very much higher in this list than I actually had it. I had it at 9 or like 8 or some shit. I don't know.
That's the license.
I won't redo the list now, but I'll just give like an idea of what I would do. I would move up Red Dead Redemption and LA Noire, and I would add Batman Arkham Asylum and put it high, and I would drop out Portal 2 at the very least. Too bad Turok wasn't backwards compatible. Most random comment of all time. Okay, sorry. Yeah. If you guys couldn't tell, I do Okay, we made it back. I was scrolling through my comments and I accidentally scrolled on the actual shorts themselves, and it just, messed everything up. If anyone else is a Juice WRLD fan, let me know. I do have that the Juice WRLD poster that's in the background of some videos, and my bio on Backlog is that, but I haven't really said it point blank that I'm a big Juice WRLD fan. But if anyone else is, let me know. I would like to discuss, because I don't really have anyone to discuss Juice WRLD with in real life. Or online, because I don't really participate in any online discourse outside my own channel. Anyways, Portal 2 is probably the first game I finished, with some ESL mixed in there, of course. My opinion on Portal 2 has soured so much. Like, the first time I played it, I enjoyed it for, like, the puzzle aspect of it. And I actually played the game on mute for the first time I played it, because I didn't know that it had a story or anything. And I was getting annoyed by, like, the constant dialogue. I just assumed it was tutorial stuff. So I muted the TV when I was playing that game and listened to whatever else I wanted to listen to. And it wasn't until, after I finished the game that a friend of mine told me, like, the game actually has a story. And so I would say probably like in August or so of last year, I replayed it and I hated it. I hated the dialogue. It was so annoying. I feel like it was written by like the most banned kid, like that type of thing. It was really annoying. Too bad Turok wasn't backwards compatible. I think that's where I was before. Like, that's the most random game to mention. I've never heard anyone talk about Turok on the Xbox 360 before. Mafia 2 as well. Like, maybe Mafia Definitive Edition. If you're doing a PS4 list, I guess I could potentially see it getting brought up. I've never heard anyone talk about Mafia 2 on the 360 in like a positive light. What about Left 4 Dead 2? I think I saw a couple Left 4 Deads on here. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. I have played Left 4 Dead before. I've never played it in multiplayer though, mainly because why would I, recruit my friends to play Left 4 Dead if we're playing 360 instead of Call of Duty? I will say though, like, one of my close friends in real life is a massive fan of horde shooters, so I'm sure he'd enjoy Left 4 Dead quite a bit. It is like a pioneer horde shooter. And for what it's worth, I've had some fun with it in single player, but I just don't, there's no way it would even come close to scratching this list. No Halo or GTA 4 is wild. I've never played GTA 4, and Halo, not gonna be getting close. No GTA 4. We'll see about the GTA 4 stuff. I think there's a decent chance it could get into the bottom of the list for sure. If I were to I mean, I won't redo this list because I'm not doing any more YouTube shorts, but if I were to do it all in my head, I'm sure it'd probably be at the bottom of the list. One thing that's weird about this list is that I had a couple placements where I was trying to appease people, like Modern Warfare 2 and Portal 2, and putting Black Ops 2 as high as I did. I did it to try to factor in the general public opinion, but I didn't go all the way with it, nor did I I kind of played it in the middle ground, and I think that's why the list is so odd. GTA 5 is fire? No, it's not. No, it's not. Of course, I'll get more into why I don't like GTA 5 in an upcoming video. You guys can expect that later this month. Am I the only one who wanted to say this? Where is Most Wanted 2005? Most Wanted 2005 is definitely on my backlog. I'm very interested in playing it. I think I would like it quite a bit. It is. I don't really have much to say about it other than that. I have to disagree with Arkham City being the best licensed game of all time. My pick would be Jedi Knight Academy. Best story of any Star Wars game. Alright, I ain't reading all that, but I've never heard of Jedi Knight Academy. I've never heard of this one before. Ravensoft? The COD developers? Oh, Activision. Yeah, I've never heard of this one before. If you're going to pick a Star Wars game from that era, I would expect Knights of the Old Republic. That's one that most people see here. A lack of Halo here. You're damn right. You're goddamn right. GTA 5 always, or not GTA 5, but GTA always best. Gonna have to disagree with that. Red Dead series over GTA, over Rockstar Games overall. I mean, I could definitely, get behind the argument that the Red Dead series is the best series of all time. I would not agree with it necessarily, but if you want to make that argument, can't complain about that. Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood are at least top 5. We have found an NPC. As you can see, I was just as shocked about this a month ago when I received this comment to see it. I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 is allegedly the best Assassin's Creed, but Brotherhood, are we serious right now? Who's putting 2 Assassin's Creeds in their top 5 360 games? That's crazy. Imagine if I had that on this list, I'd probably get crucified. Saying Infinite is better than Bioshock 1 is wild. We already went over that. Half-Life. I mean, even if I was, considering Half-Life for this list, I would not put it on here. I'm not a big Half-Life guy. I don't like Valve games in general. I don't like Valve games at all. My favorite Valve game I've played is probably Portal 1, and I'd give that a 7 out of 10. I don't know. All the games just feel like not good to me. That's the best way I could put it. No Halo or Minecraft is criminal. I didn't consider Minecraft for this list at all. It'd be like taking candy from a baby. Can you pin me, please? It would be a pleasure. Absolutely not, my boy. Bioshock, you are trolling. Like this is a comment I don't get, right? Like, this is clearly some ignorant guy who plays, like, you know, his Call of Duty and his Madden and 2K, and back in the day he had his fair share of Halo in there, and he's like pushing 30, but like at the end of the day, like, come on. Like, come on. Like, if you want to say Bioshock Infinite, then I would get it, because people don't like that game as much, but Bioshock in general, it's one of the most beloved games of all time. I don't know what this guy wants to see on his list. I was going to say this is amazing, easily the worst Bioshock game. I disagree heavily with that. I think 2 is, like, the other 1 and Infinite are in contention for, like, one of the best games out of this era, and 2 is just not even close. No Halo, no Skate 3. Skate 3? Okay. I've never played a skateboarding game before. The only skateboarding game I've ever, had any experience with is when I was a kid. I used to watch. This is an interesting one. If he ever sees this, I would like to say what's up. Attacking Toucans is a older Let's Play YouTuber, and I watched this series when I was in like 2nd grade. So probably when it came out, honestly, is when I watched this. Most people were on the Chugga Conroy train. I was on the Attacking Toucans wave back in the day. One of my childhood tubers right there. That's the only experience I have with skateboarding games, so. GTA 5, no. Halo 3 has left the chat. Nope. GTA 5, Halo, Left 4 Dead, Minecraft. Ain't no way you put Bioshock Infinite number 1. Infinite the GOAT. 1 and 2, where Infinite was hot garbage for me. Gameplay was bland, story was boring. The gameplay is just as fun. It's so much better than 1 in terms of gameplay, and like, story was boring. I wholeheartedly disagree. Did I forget GTA 5 is on 360? Absolutely not. Where's GTA? Not on the list. Halo Reach over Black Ops 2? No, sir. This is an outrageous take. I'd say the worst FPS I've ever played is Halo 1, but, this this comment section would have a hard disagree with that. Okay, but 90% of the games you mentioned on PS3. I mean, it's a 360 list. I'm putting games that are on 360. You can see that it's on 360. Just because it's on PS3 doesn't disqualify it for this list. For what it's worth, if I were to make a top 10 PS3 games list, it'd be like a completely different list, because the PS3 is that much better than the 360 in terms of exclusive games. Like the best 360 exclusive probably wouldn't be a top fucking 20 PS3 exclusive. And after I finish recording this, I will try to prove that. No Skyrim. Lost Odyssey 0 out of 10 list. This comment right here seems like a joke comment. It seems like a joke comment. I respect the game there. If he genuinely thinks that Lost Odyssey is going to be on my list, then he's out of his mind. But I'm pretty sure that was a joke from a Lost Odyssey fan. Perfect list, but yet to sell, including Infinite. Should have thrown a Halo game in there instead. No. Bioshock Infinite number 1, not even a single Halo, is outright blasphemous. Okay, this is a good one. This is a good comment right here. No, Halo 3 is a crime. How old are you? 18. Bro, I don't mean to be rude, but if you're only 18, you should be reviewing consoles that are older than you. That explains why Halo wasn't on the list. This is a stupid take. When I saw this, it did definitely annoy me. Like, are we really gatekeeping consoles because they're, older than me by a year? At the end of the day, I was at the very least conscious when this console was currently in its lifespan, but that's not really the point here. I have played, admittedly, I am making a top 10 list. I've probably only played like 15 games on the 360, but why not at least give my opinion, right? You don't have to take it this seriously to say I shouldn't be reviewing consoles that are older than me, especially when I've played the games and I can say which ones I think are the best today, based on my own experience. The only thing that I could see being an argument in that case would be like I have not experienced the multiplayer. Like that's a fair argument, but I don't know what, like, this list is single player oriented for the most part, with couch co-op being factored in slightly for the Call of Duty games. And then what did I say? I've played some Halo 3. I did not like it. I enjoyed playing other games from that generation, so I don't think my age has anything to do with it, although I will give you that I never played the multiplayer, if that's what you love about it. First off, your reviews are good. However, age has a lot to do with it. Most of these games are older than you are, which means you didn't get to experience them in the golden days when they were coming out. You had to be there in the moment to truly know what it was like playing these games during their peak. You said it yourself, you didn't even play the multiplayer when it was big. Halo 3 is one of the greatest multiplayers of all time, along with Halo 2, and you missed out. This is a stupid comment. These are single-player games, so like the entire list except for the Call of Duty games are all single-player games, so why would I need to have played them at the time? That doesn't make sense. I can still go back and say in the modern day that the single-player campaigns are still good. There is no, time difference there. And as for like the multiplayer thing, this is a single-player list. This is the list for 2024. No one, this was a list from 2024. If I were to include Halo for a defunct multiplayer mode that you can't play anymore, then what would really be the point? Maybe it doesn't have to do with age. People just have different opinions than you. I understand, but people are, I didn't experience, he's 18 speaking games older than he is. None of these games are older than me, by the way. Just to, throw up the nerd. Not one of the games on this list are older than I am. Halo 3 is a massive omission, blah, 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 blah. This list sucks, like no exclusives. It might as well be a PS3 list. Oh, trust me, buddy, if it was a PS3 list, you'd see a completely different list. It's funny that this spawned 4 more replies. Bioshock Infinite is trash. How do you rate it above Bioshock 1? And I say I like it more, and I somehow have 4 more replies to read through. I'm surprised you can narrow it down to 10. Yeah. But just for argument's sake, let's make a PS3 list real quick. Why? Because I think it'd be funny. Just to kind of prove my point about, I guess, everything. Because, oh boy, that is probably about to be a 0 out of 10 score from Serum in the Flesh. Just because, this is mainly to prove a point about how this is a 360 list. This is why did I put in 2010? I don't know what the point of that was. PlayStation 3. I will be excluding any games that are just straight up ports of games that are older than it, like Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid. I don't want to include that. GTA San Andreas. So number 1 is of course going to be Persona 5. Oops. Number 2 is going to be The Last of Us. Okay, so that is just like off the bat. I don't need to see anything else before I immediately, pen that in. I would say number 3 is probably going to be BioShock Infinite still. Number 3, I would probably go with. Well, I'm going to say which ones are definitely consideration for me. Yakuza 0, Fallout New Vegas, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, wherever Arkham City is. I've not played Dark Souls. I'm sure, give me a year, that'll probably be in consideration as well. Persona 3 Fest was on PS3. I did not know that got ported. Okay, I'm going to probably just pull a few from the 360 list that I made at this point. I think I have an idea of where this is going. I would next go with probably Batman. I'd go with Batman Arkham City. Then I'd go with Fallout New Vegas. And I would go with Batman Arkham Asylum. And I would go with Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead Redemption. So I think next I would go with Yakuza 0. I'd probably put Uncharted 1. No. I'd go with The Walking Dead. And then I'll cap it off with BioShock. So I guess the moral of the story is that this list is completely different. There's 1, 2, 3. I guess it's not as crazy as I thought it would be. If I were to extend it to top 20, then we'd see a lot more. Then I'd throw in Uncharted. I'd throw in, Actually, I haven't played. I mean, I guess it's not as exaggerated as I thought. I still stand by the fact that the PS3 has significantly better exclusives, just on the whole. But here's your top 10 PS3 list for anyone who cares. It is, a fair bit different. So for the people saying, "Oh, this might as well be a PS3 list," the PS3 list would be completely different. And of course, there's no 360 game even nearly as good as these top 2. So. Get off my screen, Joey. Come on, bro. All right, so I think that covers everything. I think that's every comment. Did I ever talk about Minecraft? If I didn't cover Minecraft, I don't remember doing it. The reason I know Minecraft because it'd be like taking candy from a baby. Picking it as number 1. It's like kind of lame. If you were to include Minecraft in a top 10 games for whatever console listed, it'd be like number 1 or 2 for like nearly any console except for the Switch. So it's kind of lame to even include it. But that's the first video for this channel, and I realized that it stopped recording at some point. When did it stop recording? Well, it stopped recording when I made the PS3 list. Well, for those of you at home, I'm not going balls to the wall with editing this. It's just kind of more of a podcast thing than anything. The list was Persona 5 at number 1. Number 2 was The Last of Us. Number 3 was Bioshock Infinite. Number 4 was Batman Arkham City. Number 5 was Fallout New Vegas. Number 6 was Batman Arkham Asylum. Number 7 was Red Dead Redemption. Number 8 was Yakuza 0. Number 9 was The Walking Dead. And number 10 was Bioshock. So, yeah, I mean, I expect this video to get fewer than 10 views, but the point of making this in general is just kind of like the channel is going to be for like if I have something I want to talk about but don't want to put it on my main channel. So there you go, a 37-minute video for you all. I ruined my sleep schedule for this.